Well, ladies and gentlemen, get your checkbooks out because we are paying for an NRL team in Papua New Guinea. Anthony Albanese has done the deal and we are going to get right into this now, guys. Australian taxpayers are set to spend $600 million as the NRL gets set to expand into international waters. Plans for an 18th team into the competition have long been in place, with PNG now reportedly confirmed as the winners of a new licence. On Wednesday morning, 2GB's Ben Fordham confirmed the deal was done and the venture would be funded by the taxpayers, that is the Australian taxpayers. We're about to spend $600 million on a rugby league team in Papua New Guinea. It is going to be $60 million a year over 10 years. And the dialogue is that this will be announced officially in September for the 49th anniversary of PNG's independence. Peter V'landys reportedly held discussions with Anthony Albanese early in May regarding the PNG venture. The NRL and the federal government have reportedly agreed on a funding package, with almost half of the $600 million to go towards pathways and programs in the Pacific region. Really what this is foreign aid and diplomacy dressed up sort of as an NRL franchise. This will be the first of potentially 2 new sides added to the competition, with the aim to see PNG begin their NRL tenure in 2028, potentially with Wayne Bennett at the helm. Wayne will be about 100 years old in 2028, by the way. I hope he's still there. I can't believe they're going to PNG here. The other side has to be Perth, right? If there's going to be 2 more teams coming in the next few years, it has to be Perth. I mean, what are they doing? You got a population, 2.5 million there. It is the perfect expansion market. You've got the stadium. There are plenty of expat Kiwis and fans of the NRL from the Eastern Seaboard. It's just beggars belief that they haven't done it yet. And PNG, really, for an NRL team is bizarre. I mean, yes, they love their rugby league, but that country has got some serious issues. There's high crime, natural disasters, and poverty. It really doesn't make sense. And the fact that the Australian taxpayer is funding this is absolutely incredible. I mean, getting the players that play for this team to move there and live there is going to be a very hard sell. I mean, they're probably going to have to give the team an expanded salary cap because why would you want to live and play in PNG when you could live in Brisbane or the Gold Coast or Sydney? It's incredible. And I don't see how this adds anything to the TV rights. I mean, there isn't a big PNG expat community in Australia, and the ones that are here, most of them already support rugby league. When you contrast a PNG team with, say, a team in Perth, that is going to add a lot more to the TV deal. The other question here is what happens if Labor loses the election? We do have a federal election coming up in Australia next year. And does this still happen? I mean, surely if you're the Liberal Party, this is a golden ticket to campaign against and say, look, we'll put that $600 million into transport, into housing, into hospitals, into mental health, whatever it is. Surely that's an easy position for the Liberal Party to take. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And it's fair to say the reaction from the fans has not been positive to this news. See here on X, it will be comforting for all the homeless and battlers that the absolutely out-of-touch PM is going to give $600 million for PNG to join the NRL. He is officially out of control. In any normal country, this would be the end of the Prime Minister. So this is definitely going to be an issue for Albo at the next election, no doubt about that. Now, in terms of the stadium situation, there is still a little bit of doubt about, is this going to be based in PNG or is the team going to be based in Cairns and just represent PNG or the Pacific? There has been some dialogue in the past about it being based in Cairns and potentially they sort of fly up and play a couple of games in PNG throughout the season. But reading that article, it does seem to indicate the team will be based full-time in Papua New Guinea in the capital city, Port Moresby. And taking a look at the stadium situation, the national stadium there did get a big renovation back in 2015. It does hold right around 15,000, so the capacity probably isn't an issue. That is certainly bigger than some of the suburban stadiums in Sydney. But the stadium itself, if you look here, is very sort of bare bones. We know there is some pretty inclement weather in Papua New Guinea. Being in the tropics, you do get some pretty intense rainstorms, thunderstorms with those monsoon conditions, particularly early in the season. So I think you are going to want to put that overhang you see on that main grandstand. You are probably going to want that over all the grandstands. And if you look at the exterior, it just looks like a car park and some grassed areas. So you probably want to put in some bar and sort of restaurant areas for fans to congregate in before and during the game, just to elevate it up to the NRL standards. But you definitely rank this probably above some of the older suburban stadiums in Sydney. So I don't think that is the major issue with this bid, but I think the NRL are making a big mistake here. This is going to be a serious anchor around the competition, and I don't see this making money. And if there's political changes, I mean, how certain is the access to this 60 million? I mean, if the Liberal Party get in, which you'd think at least at some stage in the next 10 years they will get in, do they turn off the tap? And then who foots the bill? Is it the other NRL clubs? Is it the NRL itself? A lot of question marks here. I think this potentially is a massive mistake that Peter V'landys is making, and they seriously need to consider the Perth market or maybe a second New Zealand team or something to that effect, because this is a massive gamble. But anyway, we'll watch this space. That is all we're going to have time for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.